Hello, I Dr. Pankaj Kumar Goswami welcome you all in the machine learning using Python tutorial series. In the previous tutorial, we talked about NumPy library, basically the numerical Python. It was facilitating us to create numerous type of 1 and 2 dimensional arrays. So in the 1 and 2 dimensional multiple dimensional arrays are there. In that, you have a facility to arrange, collect, assign your data in multiple ways. And if suppose the array is there, then there may be a requirement to deal with the specific element of an array in different aspects. So inbuilt scripts and commands of NumPy library helps you to analyze the data and utilize the data as per your requirement. We'll take more examples related with the NumPy to really incorporate this in a real-time programming. Meanwhile, we are proceeding to the second one, which is the pandas. This is again a very interesting library specifically used in Python language. So those are new and watching this video first time, so I suggest to use where you can write your codes is the Google Colab platform. So we go for the Google Colab platform. This is the open resource platform, and the same kind of a Python programming can be done on other different type of programming atmosphere or the environments. So here we have a target to make it more convenient for you all. So we are proceeding with the Google Colab. So I'm initiating is this one. Let's begin with. So we are continuing all the learning related with the Python and the machine learning in the common file that we have initiated. So let's begin with this. Once your file will be open, first program.ipynb. This is the file you can create. You can create your own one. The new file can be created easily by typing it, renaming it, or the file you were working upon previously, you can utilize that particular file for your programming. But before going to initiate, you just take care it should be connected with the server of Google, so that whatever the code you are running, that may have a compilation at the server and will execute all these. So previously we were working upon the NumPy array, and similarly as we did, any library which is not available and it shows some sort of the error, you must go for this mark of exclamatory pip install NumPy. Similarly, you can also go for installing your pandas. That can also be installed, but as you're working on a Google Colab, it is already pre-installed. So like we have already worked here, pip install pandas. So now we have a target to study about the pandas. So let's take basically a new code line, and we have a target to understand pandas. So beginning with this panda, what exactly the panda is? Panda. So how we can define this? The panda is basically nothing but a panel data. You can define it like a panel data. So in short, we are just saying it is a panda. Basically, this is used for the data sets that includes observations over multiple time period for the same individuals. So I'm just giving this information to you, what exactly it includes. Interestingly, so it includes observation of multiple time periods for the same individuals. It means like a kind of a data set is here that can be utilized for multiple period of time. So just be care about that, what exactly the pandas. So pandas has so many uses that it might make sense to list the things, and it can do instead of more availabilities. This tool is essential for data. The panda is basically acquiring the data and transforming and analyzing. So important point that has to be taken care here. Panda is used for transforming, analyzing, analyzing and operation. The transforming, analyzing and operation, for all these purpose we use the Panda libraries. The Panda helps also you to import or export. Data in CSV or Excel file. That means Panda helps you if suppose somewhere your data is there and you wanted to utilize that particular data set in your programming language, but the Panda help you to export all these. So many more features are there, begin with all them, and let's start it. How we can go for the Panda to get all these values, starting with this Panda. The very first task, whenever you are just going to utilize this Panda library or any other library, you have to go import it. So let's import. So it's a simple pandas. So instead of writing every time the pandas, it is better you can just give a small nickname to it. I'm just giving it as a PD. Generally, most of the programming language, you just get that Panda as a PD. So that has been stored here. And execute this one. Now it is executed. So now wherever this required, this Panda library can be utilized with the short name of PD. Starting with how it can work on. So creating one simple example of the code. Panda has basically the two primary components. One is as series and the second as data frame. Basically it has two one. How does it work? Let's take an simple example. Suppose that I have a data set of something, like take an example, data. So whenever you wish to give data, use braces and create you. And I'm just creating the data sets like that. One, I have a specific tool for my home containing different type button and switch for the LEDs. Like suppose I have LEDs and that LED is consisting the number within array. See, that's important. It consists the LED number 0, or maybe started from the LED number 1, LED number 2, LED number 3, LED number 4, 5. So basically, and 6. I have basically the 6 LEDs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are named as 6, and that LED is consisting basically the switches. And I have switch and that all switch consisting basically a symbol, color, number, anything is like that. So you can assign as per your choice whatever you want to provide them. I'm just giving a colored switch for that, so just I can understand which particular LED is working on. So I'm just giving for the switches as color, half for it, 1, green, blue, blue, orange, one, two, three, four, might be a yellow LED also, giving yellow, and as well as assigning another one as red, green, pink, yellow, unless we have gray. It's not a gray LED, it's white LED, sorry. So white, take note of this. So I have just created one data set. So it's very interesting. So I've created one data set for LEDs and as well as for the switches. So simply we have created one data set which consists of a LED bulbs carrying the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and switches are enabled with the red, green, blue, orange, yellow and white. And I wish to make the LED on, so just writing and creating a data set. Let's see. So I'm just making it a data set for the purpose to making an LED on. So making this LED on, and I'm assigning this one. Now the Panda library allows you to use the script data frame, and the data frame for what? Create this data frame for data. And now I wish to watch how it looks like if suppose I just created this data frame. So with the help of this particular data set, what you are providing as an input, this has created a data frame. Let's see what kind of a data frame it is being creating for us. So writing this on underscore LED that I have just given and running this code beautifully. If you see here, so the LED 1 has a red bulb, 2 green, 3 blue, 4 orange, 5 yellow and 6 W. So that kind of a data frame has been created, and that data frame helps you to make the understand. So this is what the depiction with the help of only the tool pd.dataframe. Similarly, more facility, more scripts are available in the Panda library. Let's go for more. Interestingly, if suppose an index is required to assign particular, like we have just given a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these are basically the index number provided to all this one. If you wanted to give something to these one, it means the LED belongs to some specific type of company or some specific type of a room, then it all can work upon. How does it? Let's see. So I'm simply copying this one, and using a new code line, pasting it here. See, now under this one, what I'm just going to do, I'm using this data along with some index. How can I go for this? Index is equals to, now I'm assigning the index values. For the first, suppose that I'm just giving an index for stair. So the first LED I'm using for the stairs, that is a red LED. And the second I'm using for, the second maybe I'm using for living room. Third I'm using for bedroom. Fourth I'm using for kitchen. Sixth I'm using for washroom. So how many we have? Basically 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have basically the 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 more. Washroom. And the next I'm using for guest room. So this all has just created an index value. Instead of creating the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this all index values will be installed over here. Let's see how does it work. So I'm running this program. See, now all this has become basically 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instead of this. So stairs has number 1 LED which is of red color, living room has a basically number 2 LED which is basically having a green color, or it may be some quantity, not only the numbers but maybe a quantity. So whatever the kind of a data set you can create, that can work upon here. So this is basically an attribute of Panda library. Let's see more. In the same library, if suppose you wanted to check a particular position of a particular element, where exactly, so we have basically a command to really find it out. So as we have created it on LED, so now we are going to do this on underscore LET, and we have created here dot. Now I'm using to locate it. Locate. What exactly I wanted to locate? I wanted to locate, suppose that a living room or washroom, whatever I wanted to go for. So suppose I'm looking to find it out for the living room, looking for this one. Copying this and checking it out. And let's see an output. So in the living room is LED number 2 and basically switch is green, and the name is given as a living room, data type is basically an object. So exactly. So just not only, if suppose it is just only a data of 6 to 7 elements, suppose that you have a basically a bulk of a data, mass of a data, ocean of a data, where it is tough to find out a particular value. Now in this situation, this kind of a data analyst helps you a lot. So this is one of the example. So this Panda library is not only facilitating you to create your data here, but also to facilitate you to really import your data. So as we are talking about in the Google Colab, so in the Google Colab you have to go for import your file. Whatever your file is there, you have to import, and the Panda library will help you to read this one. Let's begin this one. Specifically when you are working in a Google Colab platform, let's take care about, please. So when you're working in a Google Colab platform, then there is a requirement to import any file in the Google Drive. So basically Google facilitate you this Colab platform. You can easily go for from google.colab. Just remember this, google.colab, import files. Now it is facilitating you any file, the file which is anywhere stored in your computer or wherever the location is there, it can easily facilitate you to upload your file. This task only has to do within the Google Colab. If you're working in basically in the Jupyter or the Spider, there is a facility to pre-upload with the help of some tab. Now here this command help you to upload the file. That is only the difference between the Jupyter and Google Colab here. So you have to go from google.colab, import files.upload. So this will help you to upload your file. So while you will be running this one, it shows you to choose your file like this. So let's run this program, and here an option is giving to you choose your file. By this you can access your computer, easily go for your drives. I'm showing it for you. And creating a file, and you can have any data set here. So suppose that I have just taken a wine.csv1 data set, and opening it. So now this wine.csv has been stored over here. Now let's move to the next command. In the next segment, we have to go for choosing some variable. Suppose wine.csv have a certain data related with the some wine shop and liquor shop related the statistics. So I'm just giving a simply an option and giving data, and this data I'm gonna to read like this: pd dot read underscore csv, and whatever the csv file is there, I have to mention this one. So I'm gonna to mention this one, whatever the name of the file is here. I'll go into, so this is wine.csv. So I just take care whether it is a small w or capital W. So it's a wine.csv. I'm gonna to start this one. So I'm just running this one. So well, this file has been read. It means it shows you the file has been read. If suppose I wanted to check this one, so I can write like data, and I'm running this one. So well, it is reading this file for me. So basically I have some indices starting from 0 to 1. It's a large data set and having 178 rows and 14 columns. Under 170 rows, it has basically alcohol, malic acid, ash, and definitely a different kind of chemicals which are being made within a particular wine. So here it shows you the total combination of all these. So this kind of a data set is used, and it is given a showing. So in this example, I'm just making you able how to import your valuable data which you have just created from testing of some machine, which you have just created from some standard resources, and which is going to utilize to train your device to predict, to react on that, is like that. That can easily be imported and read out. And similarly, the more attribute, if you don't want to get really the whole data and specifically looking for from this data ocean a specific value, then you might have like another option to go for using this one, wine.csv, use a comma, go for an index, and it is basically the index column, and whatever the index column you're looking for, you can type up here 0 and then run it. So basically for all rows, it is basically giving the values of the index column 0. It's like that. So here we see that index column is equivalent to 0. I am just assigning this value as a 0, so that is not being included over here. So in your data set, all the values has become vanished out. Now you have rest of the values. So by making this index column, you can easily change or create your data set as per your requirement. This is what a facility. Another option to observe your data, so you can go for a command data.head head and making this bracket. Whatever head you are looking for, you can easily go for your head, and as well as you can find out all the values. So let's run it out. It is basically showing all the values. All the data heads are there. So it is being like that. So under them, if suppose you are looking for particularly a specific data, then you can easily go for that particular data head. It's like that. Similarly, in this data.head set, there is the basically Panda attributes and script to facilitate you among the large data set. You can easily go for specific rows and columns. So if you wanted to see only first 5 rows, you can type like this one and go for this. So it will show you the initially first 5 rows. Similarly, you are looking for the last 5 data from the rows, so you can go for data dot tail, and you can write any numbers, last 5, last 4, last 2, or only the last one. You can easily go for like this. So I'm looking for check the last 5. So you will get here 14.13 is the last one. We can check it all. So from the data set, from 178 rows, it is 14.13, 13.17, and so on up to 13.71. So this is here. You can check it out. So this is what the facility of data height and data tail. Similarly, many attributes are here related with the Panda library. Actually, this Panda library basically help you to really find out all the economic statistics related with your data set and all the manipulation. So basically in numerical array as well as in the form of the data frame structure, the combination will help you to really make your data set so strong that your machine may really utilize that as per the requirement, and the accessibility, analytical capability of your program as in the machine will increase so much. So in this video, we have just created basically an example related with the use of the Panda library. More examples related with the numerical Python or the Panda libraries, NumPy and the Panda libraries will take in the next section. Meanwhile, we'll also go over plotting of all these data. If suppose data is here, how we can access and analyze all these data with the help of some graphs and plots, we'll go also for that. So I hope so you might be able to really work upon that. So in this video, you just have an assignment. Create your own data. If data is in the form of CSV file or an Excel file, any kind of a data you can export. If you have further query, just mention in a comment. You can ask me. I'll help you that particular segment or specific data you're working upon. You can ask to me. So start working on this. Just take an assignment, create your data as well as the data taken from some sources. So much data is available on the internet. You can just take data, analyze data as per your requirement, and put some more attributes related with your Pandas and the numerical NumPy basically libraries here. So till then, thank you, bye bye, see you, take care. If you like this video, just subscribe the channel.